Hello, welcome. My name's Vicki Wallace. I am a spiritual mentor, healer, and channel. In this YouTube video, we're going to tap into energetic beings that may embody into us, or we can feel them come into our field of light as support and guidance. At the time of this recording, it is the Equinox Energies of 2024. Part of my abilities is light language and light language coding that comes through. So for me, over this period of time, the equinox is, how would we say it? The purpose is to shift from one space to another. The dark and the light, it's like our life is being flipped upside down. As the seasonal changes occur to us in our maybe our spiritual development or our personal or professional lives. We might be getting an awareness where things that we thought were on path are just suddenly shifted, changed, or not there at all. And that can freak us out a little bit. For me, if you're new to me, my daughter Sacha passed away February 23, and it was sudden. She was 18. So for the last year or so, we've been grieving the loss. And as a spiritual mentor and still creating content and being in service for others, my on the outer of me, I have this shell of I'm doing okay, I'm sharing, I'm may not be sharing in the same way. I'm still being true and honest with myself where social media isn't high on my to-do list. I don't feel the connection with Instagram or Facebook, but I am enjoying sharing my stories and my own process through YouTube because I can get to just share it out. And if you're watching it, you're meant to watch it. And there is a connection that enlightens me, that I feel awake and alive with that. Whereas Instagram, I'm promoting and I'm sharing to get them in, and it just doesn't feel right to me right now. With this equinox for the last couple of weeks, we have an awareness of beings around us. And I talk a lot about my energetic team, my cosmic team. And back in 2013 to 2017 is when I woke up to my otherworldly abilities. Prior there and during those times, I was an advanced practitioner of Ortho-Bionomy. It's providing a space for it to recalibrate itself by being held and listened to in a way that it needs to. So I'm meeting the body where it needs to be met. And with that is the other energetic, the chakra systems, the energies of timelines, the energies of stories trapped into the body. So it was a smooth, I was about to say it's a smooth transition from Ortho-Bionomy to quantum healing or to quantum living, helping people develop personally and professionally within the spiritual self. But living their human life, living the life that they are and valuing their humanness. What is happening with you, and how can we, your team and I, activate you into more of that? So for me, but having the ability to channel different dimensions and channel different beings, I'm also raising Sacha's sister Natasha, who is an awakened being that is extremely powerful. And she has lived many lives as a reincarnated anchor, knowing and has this awareness in this life of her previous lives, which is also energetic beings that she has brought through into this life. And me being her mother and awakened spiritually, we have a very, very seamless fit to our spiritual path in this life as mother, daughter, and partners in this life. So one of the beings that she has an experience with in a previous life is a boa, a big snake called Atlantis. She has the energy of strength, of purity, of determination and ownership of self, where she knows herself, and this confidence where no one is going to mess with her. And when we're going through the equinox energies and coinciding with Sacha's loss with this time, it also linked into Navy cadets having their nationals. And so that was housed at Sacha's unit. and they won this year. So we're very proud of them. And a lot of them that are in the team were friends, and it's with Sacha. So they knew Sacha, but then there's also a lot that have come through in the last year and a half that don't know Sacha. But the energy of Sacha at that unit is so strong. So I've got a relapse of a lot of grief that I thought that I had dealt with in the last year about the anger of the days and the care that she received with the New Zealand Cadet Forces and tour in India, that she should have received the care and she didn't. So it will always be an ongoing process of dealing with that as my mother self and my human self. And like I don't want to drop into ego. I don't want to let ego have its say in this YouTube. So keeping it with strategies with spirituality and developing more strength and new platforms for growth to move from, which is what these equinox energies are about. Just intense energies that allow us to shed and pull apart our lives, even though it feels like our life is being pulled apart. It is just shedding away so that we can find a new path and find a new level of awareness within ourselves. And within that, we feel all the human self of hurt, loss, and anger. So raising Natasha in this life as an awakened being, and her presence is no longer so that I'm raising her. It's more that we are partnership, and our spiritual growth and our spiritual businesses are seamlessly fit now. And as an anchor, she is the embodiment of many beings that can channel and be embodied from. Whereas I wasn't. I'm pure light, but I'm also a human Vicki mother grieving that is prone to jump into the fight aspect, fight and defend and protect. And that gives a lower vibration sometimes if I'm not tapping into my cosmic team. If I don't have that check on myself to hold back and wait for my team, or to notice that they're coming in and then layer those aspects of why they might be coming in. And there's so much of that coming through when it combines at the time of Natasha doing the spiritual fair, and she doesn't need me there to do her work. There's nothing I can teach you with that. She has completely got all the ownership on that one and doesn't need my help. She's fully aware and running her business the way she wants, but she still wants me there as mum to accompany her. But when mum is grieving Sacha and then suddenly drops into this anger that I have to the cadet force for the lack of care of my daughter and the time just prior her passing, that is just, it overwhelms me. So Atlantis, she embodied my being to then fill me up with this sense of awareness, of strength, of ownership on me, knowing my truth, not letting my ego run away with the stories and take me down a train wreck to attacking another energetically, or just running a what if scenario in my mind that anger leads me. It gave me the ownership to be angry, but be in my space with it. Don't let it leak out anywhere else onto anyone else. And when you are feeling these vibrations, that is part of being human, that are not always pleasant, that aren't love and light, we still get to feel them, but we feel them from a place of greater awareness. And it sounds like a slight contradiction to be angry and aware. It all happens through the body. So creating a sacred space and places that you can come back to in your body suit, that you know that you are home as your source light, and you are meeting your personality, me, Vicki, with my spirit self, Nahika, my spirit energy, and then having the awareness that Atlantis is embodied within me. It gives me the heads up that there could be something about to happen that I might not like. So just be extra aware of my vibration, be extra aware of how I'm relating to other people and what I'm saying and what piece of the information I'm recalibrating with from the words that I'm hearing from others, that I don't jump into defense mechanism, which, as I have this protective shell about me that shows that I'm doing fine. I'm okay. I'm still producing content. I'm still working with my clients. And I am okay when I'm doing that because I'm light when I'm doing that. But I'm not always light. I'm still human, Vicki. And she doesn't always function as love and light. Sometimes she really drops quite low and spirals into these storylines of mother grief or what I should have done more. Um, and tapping into the anger to another is not helpful for that. Atlantis coming in, she just makes me be very aware that because of her essence of you don't mess with her, it gives me the heads up that I possibly are dropping into vibrations that is don't mess with me and they're not pleasant for others to be around. So I need to go off to my own spaces, whether it's energetically or physically, and just to shut myself away for a while I process this through. And then you're bringing into all the aspects of that, the layers of you, which is like the energies of nature. So the tree energy is a huge part of my vibration, tapping into Gaia and tapping into the elemental energies of water and air and fire. So it's the lakatene here. I can I can be held with Atlantis and verbally speak what I'm feeling and vent it, and I can write it in my journal, or I can just think it intuitively while I'm in this space. And she's Atlantis is holding me so that it's pure. And if I'm held strong, my energetics are not leaking out anywhere else. They're just within my circuit of light. They're within my vessel of creative experience, my bodysuit and my home. If I, it's a conscious care activation that I'm doing within me so that I say strong to feeling her when I go out in the car or if I go to do things in the community, go to the shops or whatever, because I know I'm vibrating at that with the anger and the loss and the grief, the environment will so quickly show it to you, whether it's people running a red light or people walking into you, just getting bumped about walking up the street. So there's times when you should just stay home. Natasha and I have a joke that we're not for public consumption today and we just stay home. We don't go out because we know that it'll take very little to throw us off. And when we're protected with our beings, they have the ability to act on us as well. And they're from different timelines. So sometimes they can do things that will vibrate out from us. But because we're what people see, they think it's us. But it's not. It's just our being that's done the vibration, done the action. But because they're energetic, people don't see it. And if I'm running anger, I can easily say things that is attacking another in my head. Therefore, the vibration of the energy will then do. So when we're aware of these layers of us, and when we're aware that our team is around us, we want to use it for light. And when we're not feeling light, we just do all the things strategically to help ourselves navigate through these energetic frequencies of being quiet, of being within your sacred space, of not being online, of not being out and about, of if you work a full-time job in an office with a lot of other office workers, you're dealing with bullying or egos, setting up boundaries of this is where the tree energy comes in. If I'm not sure whether I mentioned it already, but part of my being is working with nature and the trees. Setting up your energetics pod of light is knowing that you are in your body with your breath. You're actively being your person in your bodysuit and you're communicating with other people in your team that are in an office at work or on a building site, anywhere that you can't just stay home. You can't just isolate yourself away within your sacred space. You create your sacred space around you. And as you move through your day, anyone not in alignment with you, that's not going to help you enlighten yourself more or just have joy and light for that day will just get moved out. But it takes practice to tune into that, to tap into that and really strengthen it, because you have to know it in you. It's not something that you can just hear and do and that's it, because you will so easily get thrown off, because these energetic vibrations is relating this storyline with you, is also relating a storyline to another. They're just developing it and expressing it in their own way. So when I'm going through energetic upgrades, my husband will be doing his thing. And if we don't go to our own corners, there's sometimes it feels like World War III is going to happen. But if I'm aware of that and I'm the conscious one, Bruce is like people call him a sleeper. He's aware of energy and frequency, but he doesn't recognize it. He doesn't limit Natasha and I and how we are in our spirituality. There's times when you don't even go down the track of offering guidance that's worded in a spiritual way, because he just won't get it, because he just doesn't function that way. So don't even go there. So we have to go, when there's energetic upgrades, we have to go to our corner and put up these it's not barriers that nothing can get through, because they're pliable light streams. You are a being of light. Light is constantly flowing through your vessel and grounding into this dimension for then to activate others around you. You are constantly channeling it through. So when we tap into aware that we've got another energetic being either around us or embodied in us, it's just that conscious awareness of why are they there? Not because of what they offer, but then it is because of what they offer. I know Atlantis. I'm familiar with her. I know that when she's in me, I could be about to go through some troubling times, and I need to be consciously clued up on that and set the foundation that I'm circulating in to think and feel differently, and to, when I'm dropping into low vibrations of ego and storyline of whatever that might be, I can quickly interrupt it and come back to my breath, my body, what I'm feeling like, and go to another place from whatever the aggravation is before I go into defense or active protect mode or attack mode as a mother, lioness mother, that I tend to go to. Halakatira, I rein it back in and I come back to my bodysuit, my vibration, my team, my being Atlantis, and just sit with her and embody her essence of strength, of clarity, of ownership of self. She's so sure. She's got it. She doesn't need anything from anyone else. And when we journey through these energetics, or the solar eclipse, the seasonal changes, planetary alignments, anything that shifts our vibration of platform where we thought we were going and then it sheds it away, having that ownership within self, that you know yourself, but it's not stuck in a certain direction. It's just being an energy. The platform and the direction is continuously changing because we're continuously creating our life. So bringing through the tree energy, feeling the essence of whatever tree that is familiar to you. You might not be in your homeland of where you were birthed. You could be in a different country. Or you could be aware of different timelines, and the tree that you knew in this familiar timeline, that is your energetic vibration, this tree, is no longer in this dimension anymore. It's frequency, it's energy. You start to feel the breath coming through your body. You start to feel your legs become the trunk and your feet become the roots, and the soles of your feet just receiving the properties from the earth's grid that the tree and nature kingdom just tap into and replenish and feed each other with. We get that up through the soles of our feet, and you slowly become more formed in the energy of the tree, and then the foliage starts to grow in your frequency and energy of it. Your limbs start to move. The heart space in the center of the trunk becomes your heart space and your torso, your cranium and your brow and your throat, your universal awareness starts to translate into the foliage of the tree, receiving and filtering from source light, and then down through and out through the limbs, down through the bodysuit, activating the chakras, activating the solar plexus for creativity and spirit of self and inner child. The wind elementals with the gravitational pull of north, south, east, west, or masculine, feminine, all starts layering up onto this tree energy that you would then become to hold yourself strong. And you are then grounded, you are sure, you are coherent, you are aware, you are activated with source light as nature. So you're in this dimension so that when you're creating forward to, you can't be at home and be isolated from society. You have to go to work or you have to do something that's involved with other people. You feel your feet and you can tap in, you can keep rechecking your ego and your sense of self and your confidence and your inner child or your masculine, feminine, essences and aspects of self when you're in your whatever it is that you're in, and you're immediately activated with the essence of the tree just by feeling your feet into the ground. The only way to know and to do this within a split second in a meeting or conversations with others or just being out and about downtown is to practice it, is to interrupt what is an Ortho-Bionomy saying is interrupt the ongoing action. So coming to all that I am now, I've come from the body modality. Everything about me goes through the body. It's activated from the body, all the essences and the energies, feeling Atlantis embodied within me as an internal source. And then when we journey through our day together, and when I lose direction of source or light or the the heart of me, my love aspect, and I drop into the story of the ego and defense mechanism, I just can feel her awaken me to her again. And then she just helps me recheck. And by rechecking, I'm interrupting that ongoing action of where I was going with my thought or where I was going with just literal navigation. Living a quantum life is not about living in the clouds all the time. It's about living your life as your person, but being activated by all these other aspects that you can chap into, by all the other layers of you, with your mental and your emotion and your physical body. Hayalalalahakai, Ndarahajkiti Tarakai, Hayalalalahakai, Tarukumanene Hiridiki, Hayalalahajkiti Taranahakai, Tarahiki, Tarakai, Hayalalahajkiti Rakai, Tornono Hokutaro Kumanene Hiki, Hayalalahajkiti Rakai, Tarakoi Taraneki, Hayalakai, Hayalalahakai. Okay. Thank you so much for journeying with me in this YouTube video. If you're interested in more light channeling and activations to help you be your best self, then subscribe below. Take care. Bye.